Okay, you've got this. Just another year, another lot of crack ship awards. Just remember to breathe this time, and you'll be fine. Alright, let's do this. Welcome back once more to the pinnacle of media awards, the best you've seen entertainment nominees, also known as the B.Y.S.E.N Awards. Yes! Yes! I really need a new opening title screen, don't I? Screw it. First things first, second things second, and oddly enough, third thing is fifth, but I'm pretty sure I've used that joke before. Anyway, I have discovered a magical way of creating this normally 4:2:3 or whatever the hell ratio that is into a full glorious widescreen high-def resolution. How? By clicking this button right here. You want to know something? I've been using the same camera for 4 years. It took me 4 years to figure out there is literally a button right there that I will show you. Look at this. Standard widescreen, which you can't see because it's out of focus because it's so close and me jiggling my head. Anyway, watch what happens when I click this button right here. Hold up. Oh, I'm real smart. I am holding my mouse over the image screen, not the actual there. And now we are miraculously back in wide definition. What the fuck am I doing? And it only took 3 minutes to get my camera perfectly lined back up like this. Alright, second thing second is that in the past I have had a lot of nominees, which hopefully you can't see what this is, that are still wrapped up in plastic. And every time that happens, I am going to drink. Now this is almost half. Or is it half full? It's half empty because I've been taken out from it. That's how it works. If you take it out, it's half empty. If you fill it up, it's half full. That's just basic fucking logic, you morons! It's not hard. Anyway, every time that happens, I'm going to be taking a drink. You know, you really think it would stop burning one day? It never does. Well, I'm probably going to finish this tonight, and if I don't, I'm going to do an extended cut instead of just ranting about all my worst whatevers after the edit. So this is going to be completely empty by the time I'm done and up to the complaints section, so that should be interesting. And do you know why it's going to be completely empty? I'm going to guarantee that. Because I am going to do an extended cut, which will be a separate video. Link is right here. Click my face, my glorious face. I'm not even drunk yet. Anyway, the point is, I'm going to review every single movie I've seen, and if it's wrapped up, I'm going to take a drink. It'll probably be a 2-hour video, because I don't want to cut anything in it, and just no editing. Straightforward. Anyway, let's get to the first category, and that is... I'm not sure. I'll just... give me a second. I've got like 5. They're not that good. Alright, let's start with a hard jump cut to the actual first nominations, and that is Ret-con of the Year 2014. What does that mean? It means stuff that I would have nominated last year but didn't actually know about at the time. First up is an anime retcon for Avatar: The Last Airbender comic, The Search. You may not have heard this, but I've yelled at Korra multiple times for how they went about Zuko's mother. And that was in the first episode of Korra. What's her name? I'm going to call her Little Lolly number 1. Went up to Katara and asked, "There's so many things I don't understand. Like, what happened to Zuko's mother?" And she's like, "Well, it was..." And then they punched you in the face, spat on you, kicked you while you were down, pissed on your defiled hopes and dreams, and then completely ignored the story of Zuko's mother, which they just dropped altogether. That was until... that's her right there. This comic was amazing. It started off with the last line. It did that brilliantly. It had awesome character development for all of the characters involved, except for Boomerang Boy. He kind of... What's my point again? Second Ret-con of the year is for games. Sunset Overdrive. Because, well, the writing was amazing. The gameplay was Ratchet & Clank meets zombies, I guess. The grind rails and all of the Ratchet & Clank style weapons, which is to be expected considering it's made by Insomniac. That's probably completely out of focus, but who cares? Ah, tradition lives. You know, it really got bonus points, especially because I made a character who was basically my dream girl. I'm gonna put a picture of her right there. Nope, that's Silver Spoon. But that's basically what she looked like. Here's an actual picture. See, yeah, take a guess. I might have a thing for silver hair, go figure, and glasses. Neither of those would beat what won last year. They just needed to be nominated. And now back to our actual first category that is a real one, and that is anime. First nominee is, go figure, because I mentioned it last year, Ghost in the Shell Arise. Now, obviously, if you look at any of my profile pics, that was a slideshow, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, I am a big fan of Ghost in the Shell. Sadly, this is not as good as the Laughing Man saga, but let's be honest, what could be? First 2 episodes came out in January. Second 2 episodes came out in November. Only a small gap, and much like the Telltale games, I am very glad that I waited to watch them all in one go, because I would not have remembered anything. Hell, I barely remember anything now, and I watched them less than a month ago. But, all in all, I wasted way too much money on this little guy. I built him. He cost $60. I expected him to be like this big. I'm not going to throw that because it's delicate. Sadly. It's also very related to one of the next nominees. However, it's not the next nominee, which is Little Witch Academia, which I bet you've never even heard of. Which is odd because it's made by the people who made Kill la Kill. It was the first thing they made, and they never put it on TV. I have a disc of it. That's amazing. I kickstarted this like 3 years ago, and I got it this year. I was meant to have got it 2 years ago. Maybe 1 year ago. I don't know, but it was very, very late because they got funded to make Kill la Kill, and that pissed me off. But at least they still made it, I guess. Next nominee is Parasyte, which I don't have a physical thing for. So I'm just going to use my hand and go, oh my god. This is the reason I don't watch subs. They are horrible, and yet I made an exception for this one. And I only watch dubs. The fact that I watched this in subs proves how fucking amazing it was. I'm going to put this out there. Disclaimer, dubs over subs. Also, please subscribe to my channel. That is a horrible joke that I've been wanting to make for so long. You have no idea, and I feel sorry for it. Anyway, next nomination is, no matter how I look at it, it's your fault I'm not popular, which may or may not have been the reason I made the anime category last year to nominate Watamote. Legitimate award show. Disclaimer though, I haven't actually read this, or number 6, which are the only ones that came out this year. In fact, I'm only up to number 2, and only recently opened number 1, so I guess that counts for close enough for doing this. And the last nominee for anime is Zoids. Now, did Zoids come out with anything? Yeah, they did. Physical models are back! They used to be fucking awesome. However, they also used to be really cheap. Which is probably what got me into these models in the first place. And Genobreaker is like, he's completely fully articulate, and like, everything moves, and he's even got the cannon mouth. I like that. But, yeah, I'm definitely not going to throw this one either. See how they're related? They're both red and models. See, I expected roughly this size, but then again, I guess these are probably to the same scale when I think about it. So, the winner is Parasyte. Believe it or not, yeah, the fact that I watched it entirely in subs over dubs, besides the fact that it's not out in dubs yet, proves that it's good. It's worth watching. The only thing I'm even considering watching in subs other than that is Evangelion, because, oh my god, Shinji is such a whiny little shit. His voice hurts me deeply. Parasyte. Best anime of 2015. Hey, that was an actual legitimate winner for once! Oh my, I'm shocked as well. Also, I did all of this in one take, and that's even more shocking. It's not gonna... That's not going to continue, because next is movies. First nomination for movies is Vacation. Why? Well, besides the fact that it's still wrapped up, and this was the original thing that I showed you to demonstrate with it, is I loved the original National Lampoon's Vacation. And I do like that this is both a sequel and a completely standalone movie, which is utter bullshit, because, see, this guy right there, that's the guy from the original movie. They say,
we're not redoing anything. This will be completely different. For one thing, the original Vacation had a boy and a girl. This one has 2 boys, and I'm sure that there will be lots of other differences.
I've never even heard of the original Vacation.
Doesn't matter. The new Vacation will stand on its own.
And yes, that was filmed on my phone because it turns out my CD drive doesn't work. I don't think I've used it in like 5 years. Literally, not figuratively. And then they just get him in at the end. But let's be honest, it's got one of the best theme songs of all time. Holiday Road, Holiday Road. I am not going to put that singing in the final. Might be a blooper, I don't know. Also, Thor's dick. Next up is Mad Max, which, even though it's not going to win, it has to be nominated, much like Frozen was last year. Even though it's completely shit and overrated, you will all, I mean, like, the 3 people who watch this will all toss a shitty fit. I fucked that up, but I'm going to keep with it. Toss a shitty fit. Hissy fit. Next. I only got it because I got it with this. Came with the box set collector's thingy. The Mad Max game is what I'm talking about. It came with it in the collector's edition for no additional cost, so I figured, hell, I want to play Assassin's Creed with cars, and it came with a movie. In fact, it was literally on top of the Assassin's something or other soundtrack, which is completely worthwhile. What is this from? Probably from Revelations. It's that old. Anyone want this? Message me. It's free. Yours. Next up was CHAPPiE, because the makers of District 9 have finally lost all their goodwill with me, from making the best movie to making Elysium to making CHAPPiE, which don't get me fucking started on the problems with the AIs in this. First of all, I'm going to spoil the shit out of this, so right at the end, where he transfers his human consciousness into a robot body, let's just assume that a programmed AI knows how to use its body and command its stuff. But a human, completely new to that, would be a twitching, spasming mess for so long until it figured out what motion waves, or whatever the hell it works, motor controls, electro waves, that's what I meant. Until they figured out what all of that did, they would just be like, and I think I spilled my alcohol a bit. Ow, that hurt. Not winning. Next up is Spy, which is sadly sealed. I just shook my head back and forth, so this is not fun. It was pretty good. It was better than James Bond, let's put it that way. This one was really horrible. Anyway, I liked it because at the end, spoilers, the bad guy and the good guy kind of be like, you know what, you're kind of awesome, I like you. Also, she's a fat chick who does a ton of stuff, and then at the end of it, it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down. No one's allowed to see me panting. And that is how all fat people act. And Kingsmen, which is also sealed. It came out pretty early in the year, and as such, ruined all other movies for me this year, because nothing can top this. Also, this is the winner. I did not expect it to be that good. It was fucking amazing. I mean, this chick with the ninja legs, where is she? The cut off legs, that is one of the best superpowers I've ever seen, besides the fact that it's funny as all fuck, and the massively brutal, horrendously brutal scene in it, where it's just one continuous shot for like 3 minutes of every single conceivable murder style, except for maybe decapitation and disemboweling, which there might have actually been some of that in there, I'm not sure. Massive murder inside of the West Baxter Minster Church, or whatever the hell it's called, I don't know, I'm Australian, we don't have to deal with that stuff, all we got is the race riots down in Perth or whatever. Not to mention, just Samuel L. Jackson played the best Mark Zuckerberg ever. Just, it really portrayed him as an evil fuckwit who wants to destroy the world. Ninja Legs of Disablement, which is the best fucking superpower I've ever seen, it was awesome. Watchmen, Movie of the Year 2015. That did not go as I planned. I'm going to throw that badly. That also did not go as planned. Moving on. Again, a legitimate award. I am shocked and appalled at myself. Next up is games. This is where we're going to screw up those legitimacies issues. The nominees are... Hold up, I'm just going to... Borderlands, the Handsome Jack Collection. Tales from the Borderlands. Borderlands Tabletop RPG, which I've never actually played, but it looks pretty damn good. Also, I might have made it myself. Legitimate award show. And the final nomination. That's a word now. Dishonoured, the re-release. The reason that this is nominated, even though I bought it digitally so I don't have something to show you, is because they saw that I played the shit out of it, or maybe they saw that I just played it at all on the last generation, and so they gave me a huge discount on it. 50% on release date, and that made me buy it. That was good marketing. They saw that I played that game before, and they offered me a huge discount to play it again. I wouldn't have bought it at full price. I bought it for half price right away. I played the shit out of it. I 100%ed it. Okay, I kind of didn't. I played the shit out of it. I did the stealth playthrough with no kills, no magic, and... Wait, no, I used magic this time. I did that the first time. This time I did the no magic one on the murder everyone playthrough because you have to play it through twice, but they have two different endings, so it's actually an acceptable one, unlike Borderlands where you have to play it through twice. That being said, Tales from the Borderlands is the winner, like I said it would be last year. Did you honestly expect anything different? The only thing that could beat it would maybe be Bioshock Infinite being re-released as well. But it wasn't, so it isn't. I didn't unwrap anything, but... Games. I'm gonna change my shirt back. And the next category is DLC of the year. First nomination, Mewtwo.
Outer Dark Pokemon that is a ninja. It's Mewtwo!
No, it is not Mewtwo!
Now, I didn't really like Smash Bros. Last year, and the year before that, I didn't really like the Pokemon movie where they made Mewtwo into a little whiny bitch, but this is classic Mewtwo, and by classic I mean Smash Bros. Melee, which was kind of the third generation at the time. Also, because the fact that I literally have every single amiibo, and I wasted way too much money on them. I really hope that didn't break. The second nomination is also a little cop-out. Much like last year how Vanellope got nominated, is the Stitch Disney Infinity. And yes, there is a theme running with this. There's a lot of physical stuff in this thing, because, like I said, I have too many props. Put in the Ruby too many props thing from 2000 last year? I don't know. Well, honestly, this one isn't going to win because I have this one right here, which is a legitimate Disney whatever thing. It's just so much better. This one, from the angle that it's shown on camera, it actually looks really good, but in person, this one is really bad looking. Just, I mean, I have so many Stitches. I got this one. I don't know where I got it. I have this. Oh, God. Oh, I did not touch that. I have the pop vinyl one, which you can't see, but oh, it's fuzzy. Oh my God, it's fuzzy and it hurts me to touch it. It's like chalk. I can't touch chalk, and that's irrelevant, but I really can't touch it. I also have the McDonald's one from like 15 years ago now, and these ones are special. This, I got in Hawaii, and you know, that's where Stitch is from. Then I got a better one in Hawaii because apparently they have Disney stores there. I didn't know that. And the best one of all is this little bubble-heady guy, because he was original and he's actually faded and covered in blech. I really need to figure out a way to wash him. So much like the reason I nominated this one and for some reason managed to get a second one for free, I'm not even sure how that happened. I guess it was Destiny. No, I still have her, by the way. Literally just right there. None of this is planned. It's probably going to be edited out, but she's just right here, always next to my bed, which is kind of creepy, especially considering the context of which I got her under, and that was discussing dolls of little girls. It's as creepy as it sounds. I should just move on, shouldn't I? Let me get that out of the way. Oh, that's weird. And the next nominee is the Halo Megabloks Scorpion Tank. Now, how is this in any way DLC? well, believe it or not, it's probably the most legitimate DLC nomination so far. Because it's not this that's the nomination. It is the DLC download code that came with it. And I think that's awesome. You buy a physical thing for a game you obviously love and you get digital in-game goods to go with it. I thought that was a really good idea, so yes. And once again, I'm not going to throw this because it is delicate and I can break it just by going, see? And, what's the next one? Oh. Proof that this is a legitimate award show. The next nomination for DLC of the year is World of Warcraft Patch 6.1 Selfie Cam. And the winner is the Halo DLC. Because I just thought that was really good. Also, I can't remember if I used this code or not. So I'm not going to. If someone wants to use that, they can. Also, if they can see it, because I can see that's very blurry. Let's see if I can... you can figure it out. And our final category, which is not actually true because I just remembered there's another category that I almost forgot about. Trailer or ads or just advertisement in any general sense of the year. And the nominees are Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Let's see if I can get this out without pulling everything. I should have organized this. Oh, that's okay. Oh, I got too much stuff here. There we go. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided trailer. Because much like the trailer for this one, oh my god, it was awesome! I love this game so much. Anyway, the next nominee is Deus Ex pre-order thing, because I liked it. You get, the more people pre-order it, the more stuff they get. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is people complaining, "Ooh, I can't get all 3 skins in a first-person shooter that I can't even see them in. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. Oh, and I'm also impersonating Total Biscuit at the moment because he's such a fucking bitching little PC pansy." I will never understand TF2 hats because you can't see them. And the next nominee was the opening cinematic for Halo, which you can barely tell this is Halo. We'll get to that later, by the way. The one where they're running down the cliff, it kind of looked very Red vs. Blue inspired, honestly. It was awesome, and technically it was the opening cinematic, but they did release it as a pre-game advertisement trailer, whatever the fuck you call it, I don't know. And the last nomination is the World of Warcraft movie trailer. Wasn't that great. I just needed a 4th one. And the winner is Deus Ex Mankind Divided cinematic trailer. Because just because you never asked for the DLC thingy, I did. I don't know what that... It was meant to be a I never asked for this joke, but it didn't work. Let's move on. Alright, finally, let's get to the biggest disappointment of the year. And because I said we'll get to it, I'll get to it first. And that is the Halo 5 Collector's Edition debacle, which no one else really seemed to care about. Except me, I guess. Besides the fact that the campaign sucked and it's not nominated for Game of the Year because it was clearly part 1 of 2 for number 6. So it's not nominated by my standards of not being complete. The fact that, here, this is the physical Collector's Edition. Let me show you everything that came with. A download code for the game. In the physical Collector's Edition, they gave you a digital download code. What the actual fuck? Oh, we know people don't like downloads anymore. What about the people who buy the physical Collector's Edition? I'm sure they won't want a copy of the game to actually play. Alright, next is Destiny 2, aka DLC, the game. Once again, it's a DLC code to get the fucking game. It came with the same game with DLC. Didn't say it was Game of the Year edition or any of that shit. This was the only way you can get it. I kind of want to trade in the disc, buy the game standalone, so, because I've already got the DLC, you can't buy the game standalone digitally, so I have to keep the disc even if I don't want them. I've got 2 of the same fucking disc. Next up was Ruby, and this one's actually kind of solemn, because this was a legitimate disappointment of Monty Ohm dying. How much do you think this signed copy of Ruby Volume 1 will go for? Am I a horrible person or what? Also, the fact that Ruby still sucks. The animation is jilted as fuck, and I'm not a... You like how I put a red case for Ruby? That's clever. And biggest disappointment of the year, even though it didn't actually come out this year, I think the new season did, Astral Ocean or whatever, is Eureka 7 because it absolutely sucked balls. I watched all 50 episodes and I regret it. It is one of the few things that I wish I could get my time back for. It sucks so bad. There's a movie and another 25 episodes. I don't want to watch them, but I really feel I should at this point because I'm 50 episodes into this steaming pile of shit. Biggest disappointment of the year 2015. And this one I am legitimately throwing in the bin right now. That probably did not come off as loud and destructive as it did on the thing. So, that's it. Now I'm going to do my all movies review. Here's the link. And that has been the Best You've Seen Entertainment Nominees 2015.
Yes! Yes!
Hey, it's Future Me again, and keeping the tradition of wearing this shirt while doing this type of thing, there is one category that I completely forgot about while hammered the other night, and that was my most anticipated thing of 2016.
2016!
And no, I did not steal that from the Funhouse guys. I stole it from the Inside Gaming guys like 4 or 5 years ago. So there's a lot of things I'm excited about next year. Pokemon XZ and YZ, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on the 3DS, the re-release of the original Pokemon cards. And that's a bad joke. I'm going to reserve that joke primarily for Borderlands 2s in the future, even though this is the future. So anyway, the things that I'm most anticipating for 2016. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Go figure, considering it's like the best trailer of the year every year, regardless of when it came out. Mirror's Edge, which I think I got drunk and discussed how I think Deus Ex and Mirror's Edge are related. Dishonored 2, which honestly I only like because it's Deus Ex but with magic instead of technology. It's like the steampunk to the cyberpunk. And the Ratchet & Clank movie. I'm not as hyped for the Warcraft movie as I am for that one. Anyway, the winner of the most anticipated thing of next year, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Because reasons. And the second Ret-con, or third rather, just second in the games category, is Telltale's The Walking Dead, because I played both of these back to back and I got through this one reasonably well. No hassles, it was a good game. Then I got to this one and like the second episode when you meet Kenny again, spoilers, I just couldn't take it anymore. Everything was absolutely devastating, and I took a break for like a week because everything hit so hard. Nothing went right. I was destroyed by it. Then at the end, when this may be a joke, but I am legitimately broken up by this. I killed Kenny. I'm a bastard. This game was amazing. I'm not joking when I said I had an emotional break. I have to stop recording now. Okay, stop. Tales from the Borderlands, which, once again, I don't actually have a physical thing for. Technically, I do. This is the Borderlands